Hello folks, John from New Beginning here. We're going to continue on with trying to teach you how to do some stuff in the kitchen that's going to make your life easier, save you some money, and make cooking a lot more fun. So what we're going to do today may not be part of the fun part, but it's going to save you some money in the long run. I'm going to show you a couple of ways how to process a chicken. It's not allowed. You're not going to have to kill it. It's going to be kind of graphic, so just be forewarned. These do still have the necks on, so I'm going to show you the whole process, how to take the necks out, how to cut it up into pieces, how to spatchcock it. I'll explain that one in a minute, with just simple basic tools. You can use the fun little cleaver, you can use just a regular knife, which is my favorite, or nice kitchen shears. If you go for kitchen shears, just make sure that it's one that can come apart so you can clean inside of it, because it's going to get real goopy and gunky and nasty inside there. That's not good eats. You don't want that. And what I have also done is lined under the cutting board with some cloth towels. Paper towels are fine. You want something that's going to catch the juices that run out of the birds, so it's not ponding around your feet, it's not running down over the edge of the cabinet onto your other stuff. The other thing is this particular cutting board has got a little trench going all the way around that's going to help contain some of the juices that comes out of it. Okay, so you ready to get started? Let's do this. So these particular birds still have the necks on, which we're going to save for stock. Great stuff for stock. But what we're going to do is just take the knife and just cut a V shape right down through the shoulders. And then we're going to flip it over, kind of help cut it loose just a little bit. This video is going to have a lot of cracking and popping in it. And some of the noises will be coming from the chicken, some will be coming from me. So it's up to you to figure out which one's which. So what we're going to do is put our thumb right about at the base of where we cut, and then kind of pop back. You're going to feel it pop out of joint. It's vertebrae, so you know what vertebrae looks like. And what you're doing is just separating them out. Once you do that, it's just a simple matter of cutting it out. From here, I'm going to go for the legs next, and you know what a drumstick looks like. You're going to make this look like that. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to find the joint. You'll be able to feel it where the joint actually comes, and I'm going to show you how to cut right between that joint, and that's going to be your nice little drumstick right there. You can see kind of a little pattern on the skin on where you need to cut. So I'm going to get it at an angle where I think you can see it and I can cut it and not cut myself in the process. I'm going to cut right down beside the thigh, just enough to give me a little bit of wiggle room, and then I'm going to follow the little pattern right around, and then from there we're going to find that knuckle joint, and we're going to just simply bend it backwards, pop it, cut right between it. That's your drumstick. While we're here on this side, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to cut the skin. We're going to cut right around, take his thigh off. So what we're going to do is cut right down, right through the little bone. There's your thigh. Let's do the same thing on the other side. We're going to find that little knuckle joint. We're going to cut around it. You're going to make a nice clean cut, and then you're going to pop that joint backwards, and you're going to come in right between it. Two drumsticks. We're going to cut the skin down. We're going to fold that little thigh back, and we're going to follow the pattern right around, pop a little bone out. Anatomically, you just have to remember what's attached to what. There's your thigh. We're going to do the wings next. When you do the home processed birds like High Meadow Farm does, you may occasionally find some feathers. That's fine. It's not going to hurt you. Don't cook them. Get off as many as you can. So what we're going to do is the same thing. We're going to pop that little joint backward, and you're going to see the little knuckle joint right there. Knife goes right in between it. Nice and simple. Same thing on this side. You're gonna find it. I'm gonna cut away some of the skin first, just to make it a little bit easier. And then I'm gonna pop it backwards. There's your little white joint right there. Come right in between it. 2 legs, 2 thighs, 2 wings. Now, what we've got left is a beautiful carcass that we can use for stock. We've also got the breast. So what I'm going to do is just cut right at the base of the ribs, again with the cracking on the popping. Stock. This is where my shears come in, and I'm going to come right up here. This is the remnants of the backbone. Do not put your finger in there and cut your finger. These shears are made to cut through bone. They do not know the difference between chicken and your finger. The goal is to end up with as many fingers as you started off with. If you're not comfortable with the shears or you don't have shears, just kind of lay it out. A little piece of backbone right there. Right down in there. Slide your knife through. And you're cutting through the ribs. So now that leaves the breast. So what I'm going to do is just cut down right between the breast. And there's a little gristle right there. You can see where it's starting to tear apart. Lay it down, mash it. That's one of the cracks. Come right in between it. Breast. Breast. Cutting it up this way, you have a minimal amount of carcass. I'll show you a different way here in a minute how to do that. Right now we got 2 legs, 2 thighs, 2 wings, 2 breasts, stock. And I'll put this in a bowl and go on to the next one. So what we're going to do on the next one is a process known as spatchcock. It is basically butterfly. Cut the neck. We're going to cut the neck out the same method. We're going to cut a V. It's totally irrelevant on this spatchcock whether or not you leave the neck on or take the neck off. It's going to come out with the back. But for illustrative purposes, we'll take it out. Alright, so this is your breast, and what we're going to do is we're going to cut the backbone completely out. You can save that for stock. And then what we're going to do, once that's done, it'll butterfly out. It'll make it much quicker for baking, if you want to do like a baked rub chicken, whatever. So you're going to have the chicken looking away from you, and you're going to see where the 2 little eggs are. You're going to see where it comes up over the hump. Right in the middle is your backbone, and you want to cut on either side of it. Some chickens have a little line of fat that's almost like a little line that you're going to cut back. This one does not. So the bone, you can see the bone there in the end. I don't know if I can get it up here. We can see it. This is the bone right there. That's what you're going to cut on either side up, all the way up to where the neck was. Buying a whole chicken is just so much more economical than buying the chicken that's already cut up. It's cheaper to buy, but you're going to end up with more product out of the deal. Because if you buy the cut-ups, you're not going to get those great, wonderful backs and necks and all the other parts that you're going to get for stock. Making chicken stock is so easy. If you want to do a broth, a little more time involved, but no more difficulty. I'll show you how to do that later. So that's the backbone gone. And what we're going to do is cut down where we can see that division in the breast. Separate it out. There's your butterfly. Nice and easy. Done deal. do a quick rub, put it in a pan, put it in the oven, bake it, and you're good to go. Alright, so I'm going to show you one more on how to quarter, but we're going to do it just a little bit different. We're going to kind of combine the two. And what I'm going to do is take the neck out again. Just cut a V down between the shoulder blades. Cut the extra stuff in the front. Bend it backwards. There's no strength involved in this at all. You're just simply bending the bone backwards. Now, I'm going to turn him facing away from me. There's the backbone again. I'm going to take the backbone out. Same method. What you're cutting through is part of the hip joint and the rib cage and skin. And with the right shears, the skin will give you the most difficulty because the shears are actually made to cut through bone, and anything thin, like the skin, will kind of gum them up. So sometimes you just have to kind of pull it up like a knife. And then sometimes it's just easier to take the knife, get through the skin so the shears can continue to do their job. If you get off track, you'll start to cut into the backbone itself. You want the ribs, you don't want the backbone. You want to cut the backbone out, you don't want to cut through the backbone. Okay, find that divider right there in the rib and the breast. There you go. Now what we're going to do this time is, if you turn it over, you can see like a V right in here where the rib cage is and the legs and thighs kind of separate out. So we're just going to cut that piece out. There's a leg quarter. I'm going to do the same thing over here where you got the V, which is part of the breast. Cut right through the skin, right around the thigh. There's two leg quarters. Now from here, it's just a simple matter cutting down between the breasts. You still have the breastbone in there. So what we've done is cut beside it. There's two beautiful breast wings, and there's two beautiful leg thighs. That's all there is to cutting up a chicken. That's 3 different ways in just a very short orders, like 5-6 minutes. You've got 3 different chickens cut up, ready to cook 3 different ways. I hope you've been enjoying what you saw. Leave your comments below. Thanks. Bye.